I am beating every N64 game, and I mean all of them. The twist is, the next game I play is randomly selected, so I have no clue what's coming next. This is the journey to beating every N64 game. Game number 128, FIFA Road to the World Cup 98. Released in 1997, this game was developed and published by Electronic Arts. Well, it's soccer time again. We previously played FIFA Soccer 64 at game number 73. And, man, it was pretty horrible. God, I hope they made it better this time around. Just some of the most clunky physics I've ever played. Well, I'm personally not a fan of soccer, but I can see the appeal in the video games at least. When done well, it can feel quite rewarding to score. Looks like the Thab team is going to be bringing home the World Cup this year. Let's get into it. When I first turned it on, I checked out the training mode. You can practice things like penalty kicks, corner kicks, throw-ins, stuff like that. The graphics actually look quite nice during these. Alright, so the main single player mode in this game is the Road to the World Cup mode. We start in the qualifiers, then group stages, and finally the World Cup tournament. The biggest decision is to choose which team to play as. There's so many countries who should have their chance, including Aruba, Antigua, come on pretty much, sorry about that, got carried away a bit. I went with Brazil because come on, their stats are absolutely nuts. Little did I know, this would make this take a bit longer than it needed to. Brazil qualifies from the Copa Libertadores League. Basically, it's the main soccer league in South America. There are 10 teams in this league, including us, and in the qualifier you have to play each team twice. So, 18 matches to qualify. Great. My first game was against Bolivia. I don't really know much about these teams, but I do know Brazil had Ronaldo, and he was awesome. No, not Cristiano Ronaldo, just plain old Ronaldo. Let's get into the highlights. I don't know who this player is, probably Ronaldo. He just launches the ball out of bounds. Not sure what he was going for there, really. Later, Ronaldo is dribbling downfield and blasts it directly in for the first goal of the game. But wait, after further review, it was determined it actually hit the side of the net. How did we miss that one? About 28 minutes into the first half, Ronaldo is in the opponent's territory and has an open shot, but the Bolivia keeper with the diving save. Immediately after, second Ronaldo goes for the follow-up, and that's in there. Our first goal of the match, folks. Wow, we've got to see the instant replay on that one. Look at him kick it with his back turned. What finesse. Now Ronaldo is dribbling on Bolivia's side and is just completely taken out. That had to be an illegal move, right? Where's the red card at, ref? Again, Ronaldo launches it to the goal, but it's stopped by the keeper. He's the only guy who came to play for Bolivia today. Into the stoppage time, Ronaldo goes for a final attempt at the goal, and that was just the worst shot attempt I've ever seen. Why is he so famous? We go into the half with Brazil up 1-0. About 8 minutes into the second half now, and Ronaldo with the shot directly off the crossbar. It's like he's the only person playing in this game. Now Ronaldo has a wide open drive to the goal, but kicks it high once again. He's going to have to work on that in practice later. About 15 minutes left in the second half, Ronaldo nearly kicks it into his own goal. That guy's just trying to do everything in the entire game. But he makes up for it by getting it past the Bolivia keeper for another goal. That's going to be the dagger, folks. 2-0 Brazil. And that was it. Brazil wins it over Bolivia 2-0. You can see them celebrating their hard-earned victory out there. My next game was against Uruguay. Why the heck is this ball red? I'll take this time to talk about the graphics and music of the game. I thought the graphics on this one were fantastic in comparison to FIFA 64. Like, it's such a huge step up in quality, and the game doesn't lag that much. I was quite impressed by how much better it got. During a game, there's not any music, but you do hear the crowd going absolutely nuts. They get pretty loud, and that's certainly realistic.
Oh, great.
Oh! There is commentary during a game by John Motson and Andy Gray, whoever the heck they are. I really like the commentary though. It's pretty impressive for how old this game is.
Nice clean tackle there.
One quirk I liked during the game is I had my halves set to 4 minutes, but the in-game clock still displays it as if they are 45 minutes each. The game clock increments multiple seconds per second to make up for it. So yeah, I beat Uruguay 4-0. That was 2 of 18 league matches down. Ugh, a long way to go. I beat Paraguay 3-0, Argentina 1-0, Venezuela 2-0, Colombia 1-0, Ecuador 2-0, Chile 1-0, Bolivia 1-0, Uruguay 2-0, Paraguay 1-0, Argentina 1-0, Venezuela 1-0, tied with Colombia 1-1, Ecuador 1-0, and finally I beat Chile 1-0. Whew, that was a lot of games. It said I qualified for the World Cup and showed a very odd cutscene showing each of my players celebrating by themselves on the field. It's an odd way to do it, but sure, yeah, that's a celebration, alright. We were officially in the 1998 World Cup group stages now. My group consisted of Saudi Arabia, Russia, Brazil, and Cameroon. Could be tough. Well, the games aren't any different just because we're in the group stages. Just doing the exact same thing over and over again, you know? I beat Russia 1-0, Cameroon 1-0, and Saudi Arabia 1-0. We had now qualified for the World Cup bracket. It shows that exact same cutscene from before. Guess they really liked this one and wanted to reuse it, huh? This bracket was stacked. I mean, look at Germany and France having to play each other in the first round. Not to mention Argentina and Spain. My first round match was against Belgium. I beat Belgium 1-0. Then we were up against Italy in the second round. I beat them 1-0 as well. The quarterfinals had us against Mexico. I crushed them 1-0. That score comes up a lot, huh? The finals had us against Germany. To be expected, I'd say. However, the result was exactly the same. Brazil beat Germany 1-0 in the 1998 World Cup Finals. It shows a slightly different cutscene for winning this time. Now we have the World Cup trophy in our hands. And we're all out there together instead of that weird being alone thing. The credits are just available at any time you want from the main menu. Now, the game did have one cheat code that I could find, and it's honestly pretty hilarious. If you edit the roster for Australia and add a player named Upside Down in all caps backwards, well, I think you can guess what happens. Yeah, the devs thought they were real funny with this one, huh? Actually, I did like it. I thought it was real funny. But yeah, that's about all there is for this one. Game complete. Hey, wait a second. I see 2 games in that title, you say? Oh, yeah, that's right. This is one of those cases where they released an essential clone of a game and sold it for full price. Well, I told you, I mean all of them. So let's get into World Cup 98. Released in 1998, this game was developed and published by Electronic Arts. Well, the title screen was certainly different. What's up with this bird? And it's playing that I Get Knocked Down But Get Up Again song. That's so random. This game has a World Cup mode which does not include the road to the World Cup. That means we only have to do the group stages and the final tournament. Yay! Some people in my chat were upset I knocked Mexico out of the semifinals when I played as Brazil, so you know what? It's time to give Mexico the victory they deserve. I was placed in Group E alongside Netherlands, Belgium, and South Korea, which the game called Korea Republic. When it got into the gameplay, yeah, it's literally the exact same game. They tried to make the main menu look all fancy to trick us, but no way. This is the exact same game. Same graphics, same crowd, and commentator noises too. Also, I had the most amazing goal to start this game. Perfect footwork there. Another subtle difference is the clock goes up more smoothly in this one. It was just skipping over seconds, but now it's incrementing by 1, but very fast. But yeah, there's not much else to say about this one. It's the same game as the last. If you bought both of these back in the day, you definitely got scammed. I beat South Korea 2-0, beat Belgium 3-1, and I tied the Netherlands 0-all. It listed them as Holland on the scoreboard for whatever reason. Now it was time for the World Cup tournament itself. Brazil made it in once again, of course. I was matched against Yugoslavia for the first round. Yeah, that's a country that definitely doesn't exist anymore. I beat Yugoslavia 1-0, beat Argentina 1-0, then beat Brazil in the semifinals 1-0. And finally, I took down Germany 4-0 in the finals to give Mexico their World Cup win they deserved. It shows the players all celebrating in a big old dog pile on the field, and they're just loving it. The celebration scenes are a bit less weird in this one. For winning the World Cup, it said I had unlocked the World Cup Classics mode. Here you can replay all the previous World Cup matches with the historic rosters, with some of the matches even dating back as far as 1930. The credits are just available at any time from the main menu. But yeah, that's about all there is for this one. This game complete as well. So yeah, there you have it. My journey to beating two different games, FIFA Road to the World Cup 98 and World Cup 98. Although, were they really any different? The physics in these games were pretty nice. As far as a sequel to a sports game goes, I'd say this is the biggest improvement I've seen. I absolutely despised FIFA 64. Like, it was awful. This was at least pretty decent. It's got pretty good graphics and solid commentary for the time period. All the different teams you could ever want to play as are there, and you can even edit the rosters if you'd like. I wouldn't really recommend this to play by yourself, but if you've got a friend and you both like soccer games, maybe you'd kind of like it. I gave FIFA Road to the World Cup 98 a 4 out of 10 for enjoyability and a 1 out of 10 for difficulty. And I gave World Cup 98 a 4.5 out of 10 for enjoyability and a 2 out of 10 for difficulty. What can I say? That dancing bird mascot thing bumped the rating up slightly. Hey, thanks for watching the video. Have a sneak peek at the next game. 261 games on the list. 3, 2, 1, go. 68. What's that? Oh, we are playing the next F1 game, which is F1 World Grand Prix. This is going to be fun. But yeah, if you made it all the way to the end, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed the video, consider giving it a like. It helps the channel a lot. And if you like this series, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on the next one.